Hi, you're welcome to our third class or third session of the Teju Babyface Mentorship Academy. My wife says I say academy like a Yoruba man. I say academy. It's a hybrid of when Yoruba meets with Ogbomosho. You're welcome to the Teju Babyface Academy. Now, I hope you have been returning to watch the first two classes over and over again. That is why we leave them there, so that you can watch over and over again. Because you see, repetition creates emphasis. And I have some messages from my own mentors that I have watched and chewed over and over and over again over the years. Now, this is class 3, but secret number 26. As you know, if you've been watching us, if you've been subscribed to the Academy, I already wrote the first 23 secrets in my book, The Secrets of the Streets, 23 Secrets for Achieving Success with Talent. And as I always tell you, you should buy the book and read the book because it brings you into the full picture of what we're doing. You get the first 23 secrets, the first 23 classes, so to speak, and then we picked up in this academy at secret number 24. Okay, so this is class 3, but this is actually secret number 26. All right, so are you ready? I've not been a very good student when it comes to writing. I did so much writing in the university that having come out of the university, whenever I didn't have to write, I don't write. And that is because I consider that I have a very good hard drive up here. I can store things easily. But I have come over the years to really appreciate the importance of writing. What you put out of your head and write down actually begins to become corporate. It begins to have life. So get something to write if you can. Don't take advantage of the fact that you can rewind this. Just write. Some things will come to you in the moment. All right. This class, this lecture, this treatise is titled The Secret of Cheap. C-H-E-A-P. Please say cheap with me. Say cheap. Secret of cheap. Now, again, I know you think I can't hear you. In fact, it's not that you think, you know I can't hear you. But when we say repeat it and say it out, it's not for me. It's because, like I said, when you say things out, either you write them or you say them, you begin to give them life. Which is why it is very important for you to watch the things that you say out of your mouth. Even when you're joking, you begin to give your speech life as soon as you say it. So say cheap. Secret of cheap. Now, at the launch of our book, this book, The Secrets of the Streets, in May. Now, I say our book, not my book, because it is my wife and I. It is a family project. When you marry, you must begin to see yourself as another entity. You have left whom you used to be, and you have become a whole new person with this new person. And that is why there is often friction when people get married at first. You know, you are one substance trying to become one with another substance. So it takes time to be mixed well. And to be mixed well, you have to be put under pressure. You know, like you're mixing something in a baking pan. You know, it is this mixing that a lot of people cannot stand, and then they fight. Then they separate. And sadly, sometimes they divorce. So anyway, I digress. The teaching on love and marriage is for another time. I was about to tell you of an instructive incident that happened at our book launch, and I have to put this pencil down before I poke myself out in the eye. You know, I have a scar in my eye here, somewhere here, that I actually gave myself. Some of the weirdest incidents that have happened around my eye, I have been self-inflicted. Either my nail or something I was fiddling around with, so I have to remember to do that. Now, on our book launch day, which is the story I was about to tell you, apart from the special guests we invited on the day, which included my mentors, Pastor Sam Adeyemi and Mr. Leke Olda, we also invited a lot of my mentees and proteges. There are quite a lot of young people who want me to mentor them, or who have wanted me to mentor them over the years, even before we got the revelation and the inspiration to start this academy. So, you know, I have the database of those people. And so I thought it would be nice to have them at the public presentation of the book, so that they could be impacted. You know, being there, hearing me speak, hearing Pastor Sam, hearing Professor Patutomi, and so on. And so we invited them, free. After the event, as we were socializing and taking pictures and all that, one of the mentees came to me and said, "Sir, thank you very much for inviting us. I want to get your book because, you know, I know it will impact me, but I cannot afford it, sir. And so I would like you to invest it in my life, and you won't regret it, sir." Let me say it again, as he said it, and try to behave like he behaved. "Sir, thank you very much for inviting us, sir. I want to get your book because I know it will impact me, but I cannot afford it, sir. And so I would like you to invest it in my life, and you won't regret it, sir. You know, he was neatly dressed and he was very polite, and I thought he was brave. Now, sincerely, that doesn't seem like a bad request, does it? Seems reasonable enough. Yeah? After all, you have been told to ask and it will be given, and seek and you will find, and knock and the door will be opened. And at any rate, if you don't ask, how will you receive? So it seems like a reasonable enough request, doesn't it? And I appreciated the fact that even though there were many people there, he was bold enough to ask. And so, I told him, no. No. He almost couldn't believe it. He almost couldn't believe it. You know, at the risk of sounding immodest, I had come across on stage that day as a nice guy who valued information, and I had spoken to them nicely at the event, and I had told everybody how I had received help from other people, from my mentors and so on, and encouraged them to go and get what they want. So, I think he was expecting me to say, no problem, I can give you one book out of the many we have on stage. I mean, because there was a big pile of books like this on the stage that we had just unveiled. But I told him no. And I told him what I'm about to tell you now. Are you ready? Look, everything in life responds to planting and harvesting. What you call sowing and reaping if you're more religious or spiritual. Everything that you see around you, including the things you admire, everything, they exist because something was planted in faith and with hope some time ago, and then a harvest was received later. The book of wisdom says that as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest time shall not cease. You sow something to get something. Anything you don't sow to get, or anything you don't plant to get, or anything you don't give to get, you will eventually lose. And that is why they say easy come, easy go. And that whatever you get easily, you lose much more easily. Mostly because you don't place value on it. Which is why more often than not, when you check it, you find that children or inheritors, people who inherit things from their parents, from their grandparents, people who get things, who inherit them, they fritter them away. You know, they fritter them away. Inheritors fritter away the inheritance they got from their parents easily. You have to sow something to get something of value. Nothing of value comes without the prior sowing or planting of a seed. You are alive today. I am alive today because our parents came together and our fathers planted a seed in our mother's womb that became you and I months down the line. I mean, not you and I in the same womb, because we are not related like that. You know, we are related by ideas, but you get the point. And so, I continue speaking to the young man. I said, if you're going to succeed with your talents, which is what I'm encouraging you to do, you have to sow. And part of what you have to sow or plant is the seed of respect for knowledge and information. You have to place value on knowledge and information. And then I went further and really lit into him. And now, you have to get the scenario again. There were people around me clamoring for my attention because remember, this was my event and the press wanted to speak to me. People wanted pictures. People wanted me to autograph books they had bought. I had to escort Pastor Sam to his car. I had to thank Professor Otomi. So there was a lot going around. But I felt I needed to spend about 2 minutes investing in this guy. Investing information and not the book that he wanted. And so I went further. It was almost a case of silver or gold I have not to give to you. But what I have, I will give you. So I said to him, you want to achieve success with your talent? He said, yes, sir. And 2,000 naira, which is the amount we sell the book, is too much for you to raise for something that even you have identified as being of strategic importance to your own growth. If you have difficulty raising 2,000 naira to sow into your own life by buying a book that you know you need, how will you now raise the millions you need to build a business out of your talent? If 2,000 naira, is such a big deal for you to raise to buy a book, that is $3 or less. 2,000 naira in Nigeria as of today is $3 or less. If $3 is too much for you to raise over a period of time, where will you find the spine and the wherewithal to raise the millions and perhaps billions you will need to fulfill your destiny and your dreams? If you fail the test of 2,000 naira, you have already failed the test of raising capital. And then I went further. All that one took about a minute. I still had a minute. I went further because I considered it a very important issue, which is why I'm telling you. I said to him, you must break the spirit of cheapness and receiving without giving from your life. I said, consider it now. I wrote this book. I published the book. And I must still give it to you for free. Not only that, we have invited you to this event at the prestigious Muson Center for free. You have come. Listen to Pastor Sam Adeyemi and Professor Patutomi and Dr. Ken Oyali Ikpe and Basod Taria Jr. and I and the representative of the governor of Lagos State for free. And we have also provided drinks and food that you will eat downstairs at the foyer for free. And you still want me to give you the book because you can't afford 2,000 naira. And I am sure when I give you the book, you will still want me to autograph it. And you will want to take pictures. You must break hold of the spirit of cheapness in your life. So I concluded and I told them, what you should do now that you have decided the book is important to your destiny is to go back home and look for how you will raise 2,000 naira over a period of time. And then order the book from Konga or Jumia. They will deliver it to your doorstep, or go to Latana Bookshop in Victoria Island to get it. That is what I told him, and I'm telling you the same thing now. And as I quickly round up, I will underscore 3 major reasons why you must place a lot of premium on information and break hold of the spirit of cheapness or dishonoring information from your life. I shudder at how people mismanage or undervalue information around here. People will spend thousands on their phones, on the internet, abusing other people, reading all sorts of things, reading stories that have nothing to do with them. But to spend just a bit, the amount they spend on other frivolous things, to spend just a bit on books and information, they just will not. So, 3 reasons as we close. First, as I have said before, everything of value responds to planting. Okay? A businessman plants time, effort, faith, hope, dedication, and many things to reap a successful business over time. A mentee or protege plants the seed of followership and service under a mentor to reap the fruit of discovery of destiny and mastery of talent. I'll say that again. A mentee or protege if you like, plants the seed of followership and service under a mentor to reap the fruit of discovery of destiny and mastery of talent, and perhaps go on to mentor others. So you must sow value to reap value. That's the first reason why you must value information and break the spirit of cheapness. Secondly, regardless of your spiritual or religious beliefs, God is not a cheat. Providence is not a cheat. Neither is he unjust. Consider this guy. A lot of his mates on the day were buying the book after the launch and the public presentation. Some of them too didn't have the 2,000 naira to buy it, but they struggled to raise it because they understood the principle of sowing for destiny. So I said to him, how do you think that the secrets in the book will work for you as it will work for these other people who are struggling to buy it if you want to get your own copy free? You know, there is a way that you and I can read the same book and get different things from the book. Have you ever seen that happen? I can read a book and it will change my life dramatically and drastically. And you can read it and get little or nothing. And vice versa. You read a book that blesses you, sets you right, shows you the path, changes your life, and I read the same book and I get barely anything from it. Now, there are several reasons why this happens, but one of the key ones is the means by which the book or information came to you. Which is why we tell people to avoid piracy and illegal downloads. Providence is not a fool. God is watching. I wish I could figuratively break your head open and put this insight. You cannot reap where you have not sown. Some people cannot be spending their hard-earned resources to buy a book that you went to download illegally, and you expect that it will bless you and work for you the way it has worked for them. It is impossible. The worst part about it is that it will not even be apparent to you, the illegal downloader, that you are not getting anything out of the book. You will actually think that the book is blessing you, because some of the things will seem to touch you as you read the book, and you will struggle and move around to do some things. It is an illusion. It is a mirage. And I'll use an example to prove it to you. I have a very close friend who reads a bit and has introduced me to some of the books that have changed my life and my perspective. But the thing is, I don't see the books changing her life because I keep seeing her flout the rules and principles in the book in her business and life. Sometimes I have to remind her of some of the principles in the book that we read. And I tell her, but you recommended the book to me. And so I'm constantly telling her things like, but you remember in the book we read the principle of so and so was propounded. Then she will say, yes, that's true. So I've often wondered, why is it that the one who recommended the books to me doesn't get as much out of them as I do? I think it is because she always downloads them illegally. You know, there are demons who walk in the flesh. If you want to see people who are possessed, it's not until they are frothing at the mouth and rolling on the floor and tearing their clothes. There are demons who walk the flesh, and you see them every day. Their job is to undermine the efforts and hard work of others. So there are people, or it seems there are people, who take hard copies of books and transcribe them into soft copy and just post them online for free. I shake my head not only for them, but for those who also buy. In fact, not buy. You don't buy. You just download illegally. So this is what this friend of mine does. She downloads all the books for free and she reads them, not paying a dime, and then she sends them to me. You know what I do whenever she sends me any of those illegal downloads? She still sends me one a few days ago. I read a few lines or chapters, and if I feel it is a book I need to have, I immediately order the hard copy and pay for it, or get someone who is traveling to buy it for me. Because most of the books come from outside the country. Now, it takes up to a month or more sometimes, but I wait patiently. Sometimes I've waited for a book for almost 6 months. If the book is so enthralling and captivating that I cannot wait, I read the illegal copy she has sent to me while I wait, fully secure that my hard copy is on its way and I have paid the author for his or her work. And that is a bypoint of this lesson. Apart from the point we're making about placing value on information and sowing and reaping to reap a harvest, or sowing and planting rather to reap a harvest, you must know this. You cannot cheat other people to success. If your route or route, depending on the English you speak, if your route or your route to success involves depriving someone of their due gain or reward, your strategy is faulty. You will never get the full benefits of anything you steal, including illegal downloads. Giving to receive is sacrosanct, is unshakable as a principle. You must pay for value. If you must cheat an author, a writer, a singer, a rapper, producer, director, or whomever out of the fruits of their labor by downloading illegally or buying illegally, you are just stealing money from your own future harvest. You're stealing money from yourself. What you have just done is that you have run into the future to steal money from yourself. And because money is compounded over time, you have not stolen from yourself the amount you cheated the creator for, but a compounded amount. Let me explain. This book is 2,000 naira. Assuming you download it for free or steal someone else's copy, or you steal it somewhere, you have not stolen 2,000 naira from yourself. You must add inflation rate and calculate what 2,000 naira will be in perhaps 15 years. And the inflation rate you will add is not the one you can see. It is providence, God, that gets to decide, or who gets to decide what the inflation rate to apply to the matter will be. So I can assure you that when you are eventually paying, it will pinch you. That is what you have gone to steal. Not to mention all the other disadvantages contained therein, including frustration from not seeing any progress in life or business or stagnation and all that. And I'm not cursing you. Those are the rules of life. Where have you ever seen a thief or a criminal who was blessed by posterity? Where have you ever seen a thief or criminal that was so blessed and they lived out their life and everything was so good and everything was nice? I know you're thinking at this time, I tell you, but what about the thieving politicians in our country? The ones who steal with their public offices. The public repose trust in them and they steal, robbing the nation and the continent blind. Most of them seem to get away with it now. Really? I encourage you to go back and check the ends of their lives. And if they seem to have gotten away with it, the gains of ill-gotten wealth, then check out the lives of their children. Somebody is going to pay for the stealing, I assure you. In the words of King Sunny Ade, Bo bá jẹ́ tán ọmọ tó bí a jẹ ń bẹ̀. Bó bá jáwọ́ ọmọ tó bí a jẹ ń bẹ̀. Ohun tó bá gbìn, òun ló mọ̀ ká. A kì í gbàlúbọ́sà kó ẹ̀fọ́ gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́. A kì í gbà kọ́ṣù kó ewúrà. I could go on and on. The translation is you will reap what you sow. Finally, I tell you the final reason why you must value reading as a form of gathering information. I have heard people say stuff like, I don't like reading. I really don't like reading. When I start to read, my attention begins to wander. My eyes begin to swim. I don't like reading. Well, let me tell you something. You must like reading. And the reason you don't like reading is because you haven't discovered your area of calling in life. How do I know? Because you actually don't need many books once you discover your calling in life. I will explain. I have already touched on it in my book in the chapter called The Secret of the Efiko. The Secret of the Efiko. Again, if you haven't bought the book, I don't know what to tell you. Alright. Anyways, for the diligent ones who have bought and read it, remember I told you the reason why you should read a lot. Because you will eventually stumble upon, you know what? Bring out your books and let's read that place together. This is my own copy signed by my mentor, Pastor Sam Adeyemi. It is page 153. 153, open to page 153, under the chapter of The Secret of the Efiko, and it is the last paragraph. The paragraph is highlighted or highlighted. Are you ready? In fact, that's what I wrote there. I wrote, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Okay, here we go. The reason you will discover your life's career or purpose or ministry through reading or listening or watching, if reading is not your thing, is because you will eventually happen upon your what? I don't want to cheat those of you who have bought the books by spilling the beans. But that is the crux of this point. As I said in that chapter of the book, there is a reason why you need to read beyond acquiring information. Because reading or studying is a pointer to destiny. Now let's recap before we go. First, the main point of all this was that you must place value on knowledge and information by buying empowering stuff, even if you don't have the money. Dedicate yourself to getting it, even if it involves sacrificing. In fact, if it involves sacrificing, it is better. If you're going to sacrifice to buy it, it is better. All right? You're sowing the seeds for your success and future. If your mentor offers anything, whether it be a book or product, don't undermine your own destiny by saying things like, I can't afford it. You're undermining your destiny. All right? I own almost everything my mentors have ever put out. I say almost because Pastor Sam preaches messages every week. So I don't own all the messages, but I own a lot. My other mentor is Mr. Leke Alder, and I own all the books he has ever written. Every single one. Well, except one like that, which he wrote for employees. And so I bought it for an employee of mine, and I don't own a copy. But that's about the only one I don't own. But I bought it. Some of them I bought twice because someone took my original copy. And that is why all these years later, I now have my own book that I've published. And it's the first of many. That's why I tell you, what you sow, you will reap. It's a guarantee. That is why this class is titled The Secret of Cheap. Don't be cheap. And it is not because I want to sell books. I mean, I would love to sell books. I mean, who do you know that doesn't want to say, 1 million copies sold? New York Times bestseller. 1 million copies sold. Teju Babyface book goes platinum. Yeah. Who do you know that doesn't want to have his books all over? But that is going to happen anyway. The truth is that one way or the other, these books will sell themselves because it was a divine instruction that I got to write them or to write it. So I am guaranteed sales. So this is not really about forcing it down your throat. I am just teaching you a secret. You become that which you sow towards. All the years when I was buying all that my mentors had to put out, their CDs and books and so on, I never knew I would end up being a mentor and teacher myself. You are sowing towards your destiny. Show me where your money is going, and I will show you your destiny. You are feeding your destiny with your own money. Secondly, we said don't steal intellectual property. You are robbing a person of their hard-earned gains every time you download music or movies or a book or anything illegally, and you're going to pay for it in future at a very inconveniently compounded rate. God will see to it. If you have already done that, downloaded something illegally, got a book, stolen a book, whatever, as much as you can, I advise you to look for a way to get money into those people's pockets immediately. Don't wait for God to catch up with you. And finally, like I said in my book, or like I say in my book, the reason you need to read is that it is a pointer to your destiny. This one that you're confused and not sure whether what you're supposed to be doing with your life and all that, you can't see clearly, you're torn between this and that. Books have an uncanny and interesting way of showing you the path. So, that is that for this class. Wow. Amazing. Wow, it takes work. All right. Please leave your comments below and even your questions. I have decided that there is no need to send me an email because if I answer your question there, nobody will see it. But if I answer here in the comment section, then people can read your question and the answers and all of us can benefit. But if the question is personal, then write to me at questions@tejubabyface.org. questions@tejubabyface.org. Don't use that mentor@tejubabyface.org again. That one is meant for registrations henceforth. And if you write to that, I might not see it. All right. Remember to subscribe to this channel below if you haven't. And also like this video by clicking the thumbs up button. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I will see you next class. God bless you. Enjoy.